Coming at you full-fledged. It's your boy Rage Man Reg with another video for y'all, man. Welcome, YouTube. With almost 25 games played throughout the entire season, throughout the entire league, I think this is an appropriate video now, especially with recently reported news regarding the Los Angeles Clippers. That being said, I gotta give props to James Harden, man. Full disclosure, I was not the biggest fan of his game in the past, but after having a more accurate microscope on his game/career, I believe he's historically underrated. Now, I know he's top 75, which is a given. However, I'm curious as to where he's ranked in terms of those players. Is he top 75? Are 74 players in the NBA's history better than Harden? Top 50 is different. That's a different level. You're a real pillar in the game. Basketball, period. American basketball, NBA, that's it. You're a pillar for real. Top 25, that's non-perennial territory. Incomparable. We've never seen somebody be able to do this in this profession ever in the world. With that being said, y'all have heard me mention numerous times that the similarities between the beard and some of his fellow top 75 NBA brothers. Taking a different route, I want to showcase Harden's career accomplishments, as truthfully, he's one of the best to ever play at this specific style, and then determine where I have him at the end of the video as I compare him to those same people who possess that style, fellow shooting guards, and himself as an individual. Now, the archetype Harden has can be dubbed as the offensive Swiss Army knife. That's short for having the ability to be your team's leading scorer, passer, and rebounder. Even rebounder, because some people haven't done that who play this style. LeBron James, Oscar Robertson, and Russell Westbrook are the other top 75 offensive Swiss Army knives. Some aspect to their games differ from the systems. First, while I do believe he's a top 10 player ever, and he's the best to play under this style, Oscar Robertson doesn't necessarily have the accolades to match his output. To be frank, the Cincinnati Royals, their best season was in 1964 when they won 55 games and got bested in the second round. Not to mention, he never won any league MVPs or scoring titles. The MVPs, those were going to Bill Russell and Wilt Chamberlain. Those were going to them. And the scoring titles, them was mainly all Wilts or who else was scoring champion at that time. Harden, we know, won MVP in his career. He's also led the league in scoring 3 times under this style. Not Big O, not Bron, Not Russ. Not Russ. Neither. Now, while Westbrook averages more career boards and dimes than James, I think it's no question whether he's better at scoring than Brody on a per game basis. Now, Russ also has one less scoring title than Harden, but he has one extra assist title over his former OKC and Clipper teammate as well. But this here is the ultimate difference to me. Their peak output with their teams. In 2017, Russ won his league MVP after winning 47 games with the OKC Thunder and averaging 31.6 points, 10.4 assists, and 10.4 rebounds. 10.7, I mean. The Houston Rockets in 2018 won 65 games behind El Chapo's 30.4 points, 5.4 rebounds, and 8.8 assists, as well as 1.8 steals, contrary to popular belief of him not being a good defender, or average at least. The Rockets end up losing 7 games in the Western Conference Finals to the KD Warriors. The Thunder got bounced out in the first round of the playoffs to a rookie, Spider Mitchell, and the Utah Jazz. As far as LeBron James, to his credit, in this style, he has ultimately won the most MVPs, championships, and has the highest cumulative points, rebounds, and assists. However, on a per game basis, he's only led the league in both scoring and assists one time. Plus, he's never, I think this is more specific to him, he's never averaged over 8 boards a game. To be 6'9", that's something I criticize Karl Malone for, or Dirk Nowitzki, etc. That's a criticism, especially under the style that these guys play. Head to head, Harden is a more consistent passer. I can say consistent. I'll say consistent because Brian still got more cumulative and slightly per game assist average, 7.4, I think, to 7.1 career. Yeah, I would say Harden is a more consistent passer in terms of scoring. Harden's motor and package is more diverse, I would say, and consistent to result in leading the league in scoring, which is a skill because you have to know how to do that. To lead the league in scoring, people, I'm going to digress real quick. People don't give credit for players leading the league. Like that is a big accomplishment, not just winning, getting trophies, but that's accomplishment. Leading the league in minutes, leading the league in charges, leading the league in steals, leading the league in rebounds or whatever. Not even just per game, but just in totals. That's an accomplishment. Bro, James Harden, like I said, his package and him having the motor to maintain that package during that time was more diverse and consistent to result in leading the league in scoring. How many times has LeBron done it? Once? Yeah, he only led the league in scoring once. LeBron has did it 3 times. James Harden has done it 3 times. That's a skill. That is a skill. Now, transitioning. Where does James Harden rank amongst shooting guards? Now, you can refer to my top 10 shooting guard, my top shotters list, which I'm going to put in the description below to see what I value in that position. I believe in a recent video, I can't remember which one, I announced an edit to that list. I recently removed, I know for sure, George Gervin at number 7 and plopped Harden in that spot not too long ago. Quick explanation. The Iceman does have 4 scoring titles to Harden's 3 and averages 1 more career point exactly. He may have that advantage in natural scoring ability. But as far as passing, rebounding, team adaptability, and leadership, it's night and day to me. All time, Uno is a better player than Klay Thompson, Ray Allen, and Sam Jones. While they maximized their roles at Hall of Fame levels, they never had the responsibility and or output when they did, if they had it. Ray Allen won 50-some games with the Bucks. I give him that. I think they went to the conference finals in 2001. But how many 60? James Harden has had several 60-win seasons with the Rockets, I'm sure, or high 50s, several high 50s at the very least, which is something people value a lot. People, being a leader of your team, right? I thought people valued that. I guess not. We know James made the finals as a part of an ensemble early on, but that's not been the case as a main guy, which is absolutely okay. You know how hard it is to make a finals several times, let alone one, especially when he was trying to do it. Like, come on, bro. We got to show these people some grace, bro. Let's not be haters, man. Let's be objective. I know we all biased. We all have our kind of the biases, man. But I try to be objective, bro. I try not to be a hater, but I try to be real. I try to be objective, but I try to be real too, man. We got opinions at the end of the day, but let's not go too far. That rolls me right into my last point. Harden has stuck to his guns for the most part, and it's turned out in his favor. What do I mean by that? Russ's game isn't as layered as we see with him being without the athleticism he once had. Bron, early in his career, knew as an offensive Swiss Army knife that the only way he'd win would be to form super teams and stack the deck. And he'd still lose in a lot of cases. Big O got 1 ring after he left the Royals and made 1 more finals before retiring. Again, who knows what his resume would look like if free agency was a thing. This goes into something I mentioned earlier. Player and team adaptability. From 6th man of the year to MVP. Only Harden and the late great Bill Walton have done that. Now, after the Rockets, he tried his stint at ring chasing in Brooklyn and Philly, and he lost his confidence in the process. Now, playing for the love of the game, pun intended, playing for the love of the game, because that's been going around on the internet if y'all tapped in. He's been turning back the clock and leading the LA Clippers, who are officially a playoff team as we speak. We know how the stints ended in Brooklyn and Philly. But if the Clippers are able to make deep conference finals or a finals run with Harden and Kawhi at these stages in their careers, that's an accomplishment to me. And he might be an all-star this season at 36, 35. Like, come on, bro. Like, come on. Like, I don't think he was an all-star. He ain't been an all-star in 3 years. Like, come on, bro. Give this man his props. So, where do I rank him amongst the top 75? I mean, I know I got Elgin Baylor in my top 20. I know Elgin Baylor in my top 20. If I got Elgin Baylor in my top 20, then outside of Elgin Baylor, I got Karl Malone right there. Then I may have Charles Barkley, maybe AI. I might have Harden maybe a tier below some of the greatest ever. We know the tier. I got Elgin Baylor as the greatest ever. That's why I got him in the top 20. But I got Harden just below those players. The Karl Malones, the Elgin Baylors, the Charles Barkleys, the Allen Iversons. He's better than Reggie Miller. He's better than Reggie Miller. But he's better than Reggie Miller. So I would have to, on the high end, because I got to give it a spectrum. On the high end, because I even think 40 is low. 40 is low for Harden. Oh, God. Harden, 40 may be low. 40 may be low. On the high end, 40 may be underselling them. On the high end, I'm going to give him top 35. But on a more objective, realistic end, I'm going to give him spot 40, between 40 and 50. So if you say James Harden was between top 35 and top 50 player of all time, I wouldn't argue with you, man. I wouldn't argue with you. That's my take. That's my take. I really been thinking about this for a long time, and I just wanted to drop it right now because I thought this was the best time, This is the best time to do this. Kawhi about to come back in a minute before, I think he is expected to play before Christmas. He's back, or even a little bit. If it's a little early January, that's a good thing. And they are playoff team, so this adds another dimension to their game. Zubac having a career season, a career year. Harden not giving credit for making his big man better. Look at Clint Capella. I know Clint Capella, he's a solid player now, but James Harden had a role in that development. Like, we got to give these players credit, man. James Harden historically underrated. He doing this thing. He's still playing this style, still sticking to that style and excelling. He not a shell of himself like Russ. He not a dead horse like LeBron. I can't even. I'll try my best not to digress on LeBron in this video, which I didn't, which I'm proud of. And he's a better defender. Now, I know I was mentioned top 75. He's a better defender, but he's not in it. He's a better defender than Luka Doncic. Way better defender than Luka Doncic, in my opinion. So, he still got use in the league, is what I'm saying. And people be hating, and I don't like that, especially with him being on the Clippers. But anyway, let me know what y'all think, man. Like this video, comment at the beginning, middle, and end of it. Share for us to see. Subscribe if you're new. Hit that notification bell so you can be notified every time I drop. Shouts out to them Clippers, man. And we out.